Recital. Please turn off your phones. It's going to be fantastic. And
the present. Today, here and now. I think I spent so much of my early life thinking about what's to come, you know? Who I would marry. Would he be a lawyer or a football player? Would he be tall, dark-haired, and good-looking? I spent a lot of time in that bedroom upstairs, pretending that my pillow was my husband. And I'd ask him about his day at work and what was happening at the office, and did he like the dinner I made for him, and where are we going on vacation this winter? And then he'd surprise me with tickets to Belize, and we'd kiss. Well, I'd kiss my pillow. Make up. I know how pathetic that all sounds now, but it was innocent enough. And then real life takes over because it always does. Here's a guy I love so intensely that everything he did wrong was just an opportunity for me to make things right. So when he cheated on me or called me a bitch, I would say no. You love him. You love him forever. And here's an opportunity to make a change in the way that you view the world. And I can't say when the precise moment was, and I looked in that mirror and said, okay, moron, and walked out. But it kicked off this whole period of reflection for me, just swamped in this sticky recollection. You know, where did I go wrong? How did I screw it up? And before you know it, you can't move forward. You're just suspended there, and you can't move forward because you keep thinking backward. And I mean, you know, years of punishment and self-loathing. And that's when I got into all those books and discussion groups, and finally, one day, I threw it all out. And I said, no, it's me. It's just me. With my music on the stereo, and my glass of wine, and my cat. And I don't need anything else. I can live life with myself. And so I got my license, and I threw myself into my work. And that's when I met you. I mean, that's how it happens, of course. You only really find it when you're not looking for it. And suddenly you turn around, and there it is. And everything you thought that was so important isn't that important. I mean, when I made up with my pillow, I never imagined you. But here you are, a thinker. You know, someone who's been around. You're a good man. You're good to me, and you're good for me. My best friend had a little situation at the end of her senior year. And like a shot, she and Mitchell got married that summer. Carol Ann getting bigger every minute, thinking, what am I doing here? While Mitchell's out every night being a heavy metal drummer. They got a little cute house on a little cute street with a crucifix on the door. Mitchell got a job at the record store in the mall. Just the typical facts of a typical life of a town on the eastern shore. I thought about what I wanted. It wasn't like that at all. I made Carol Ann a cute baby sweater, thinking I can do better than that. hard to find. I spend time on friends and family when you can spend your life wondering what the hell is going through his mind. No, there's nothing that's more moody than the apathetic man, though you're sure to make him yours the 12th of never. So remember, if you want to love with passion unconstricted, a pessimistic, slightly interested, and woefully conflicted, for you'll find the vice that's sure to make you totally addicted. Is the could you please leave knowledge in his face, he'll never try for second base. 98 ways to go. Now the third way to lose a man. You met your perfect mate and it's been love from the start. He says that you're the one to whom I give my heart. Don't say, I love you too, dear, let us never, never part. Just say, I'm afraid you've made a grammatical error. It is not to who I give my heart, it is to whom I give my heart. The preposition to who becomes an indirect object when we use a whom imperative, which I can easily show you by drawing a simple chart. Fine way to lose a man. Any way to lose a man. Just be more well-informed than he. You'll never hear, oh, promise me. Just show him where his grammar errs and mark your towels hers and hers. Yes, girls, you too can lose your man if you will use your Sherman's plan. 100 easy ways to lose a jealous girl prying into his affairs. All the women who called him on the phone and sent him flowers, yeah, I knew they loved him. And I hated them for it. But I never let him think I suspected anything. And until recently, I didn't think he considered any of them seriously. He used to read parts of their letters to me. You never guess how that hurt. But in spite of the way he joked, I knew they pleased him just the same. And then one day he stopped showing them to me. And they all kept coming, all in the same handwriting. Everybody tells me that I'm wrong, sticking with a man like him so long. Don't they think that I already knew that? I discovered long ago that he's no good. pretend like you heard it, and then you change the subject to something else. This was a place to go if you had a fear of intimacy, a fear of getting to know your neighbor, marking time alone in your car, sitting on the freeway, breathing in the fumes of civilization. And so, you turn off your air conditioner, you roll down your window, and suddenly you don't feel so cut off. And so you start to sing a little tune to yourself at first. And then you start singing louder and louder to anyone and everyone. I mean, so what if you only know half the words and can't decide what key you're in? You're just happy to be here, in this middle of this massive humanity and machinery clogging up the freeway. And so you sing. You sing and sing until the little white men in the little white coats come and take you away. Or you sing until the traffic starts to move, whichever happens first. We travel single. Oh. Some say we're lucky, but I don't know. With them, just let one kid fall down and 7 mothers faint. I guess we're both happy, but maybe we ain't. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. With children needing other children, and yet letting our grown-up pride hide all the need inside, acting more like children than children. Lovers are very special people. They're the luckiest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you were half, now you're whole. No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people. People who need people are the luckiest people in the Hi guys. Thank you guys all so much for being here. It means the world to me. I would like to thank especially my stage manager, Sarah Francis. Stockton for my lights, two stairs, Dom for making all this possible. I'd like to thank Brian Lilly on piano. I would like to thank the MT faculty and staff, everyone who's given me the training I've needed to get to this point. I want to thank especially my voice teacher, Fleda Hilton. This would be possible without you, and you have done more with me and my voice than I ever thought was possible. So thank you. I would like to thank my class, MT16. Thanks, guys, and all the other MTs who are here. You guys rock. special shout out to the trailer park. Thank you, Pop. Thank you, all my friends and family, and especially Mom and Dad. And I love you guys so much. And I wouldn't have been able to do anything without your constant love and support. You guys are my biggest fans. And thank you for everything you've given me. So, you guys should stick around for Megan Jones, my